107.5 WBLS, your number one source for R&B.
Tonight, I am honored to have a lady who we've all gotten to know over the last few weeks in Season 5 of Live Hip Hop New York. I'm talking about the beautiful Diamond Strawberry. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome to the Quiet Storm. I'm going to push this mic up a little closer to you. But I'm going to toast you. This is your first time. Thank you for coming by.
Thank you for
Here's
having me.
to good health and success. How are you?
I'm blessed. Very, very blessed.
And highly favored, I'm sure.
That too.
That too. So Season 5, Love and Hip Hop New York, Diamond Strawberry comes into our lives. So I want to know, since you have emerged onto the scene on Love and Hip Hop New York, how has this experience, and I do mean that, how has this experience been for real?
It's been quite a journey. I've had more downs than ups, but I'm learning to deal with it.
Look, I've been there, babe. When you go down, it's hard lifting up now unless you have a great support staff to kind of pull you and help you out. Right. You come from a great foundation, and we all know your daddy, you know, from the years that he was been with the New York Mets. But despite of you leaning on dad for advice or even for upliftment, you decided to venture out on your own to make this venture to the East Coast because you're a West Coast lady, right?
Right. I'm a Cali girl.
Cali girl.
It was time for me to spread my wings and grow up and do something for myself. I was so dependent on my parents, and it seemed like, you know, I'm 26 years old and they were okay with that. Right. And it wasn't okay with me. I didn't feel right always having my hand out as a grown woman, asking my parents for this and that, especially when I have a daughter. It didn't make me feel good.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was challenging for me to move from California to New York, but I'm glad that I did it because now I'm able to stand on my own as a woman and be proud of myself.
So you officially are an East Coast lady now?
Back and forth. I mean, Cali will
Back
always
coastal.
be home.
Sure,
but
sure.
I live here as well.
Well, you know, you ventured here, though, because you were in a relationship,
Yes.
or maybe you're still in it. I don't know if you.
Oh, no.
Is that relationship over?
It's dead and gone.
Okay, Cisco is his name, though. Cisco is his name. You were in a relationship with this cat by the name of Cisco, who's a record producer. And he invited you, obviously, to come.
Yes.
And obviously, now, let me ask you this, because maybe I missed a couple of scenes. When he invited you to come, or prior to him inviting you to come, how certain did you feel he was serious about you coming?
I mean, I thought our relationship was great. I thought we were really going to work towards something big, you know? He had me under the impression that everything was good.
So is it safe to say that you were led falsely into believing one thing, and by the time you got here, you...
Definitely. He led me on.
Wow. Is this the first guy you ever dated older than you? I can hear you.
No.
Okay. So let's go back just a little bit, just for a second, okay? You were in a relationship with Cisco?
Past tense, yes.
So you and Cisco is no longer?
Finito.
And you said that you came to New York based on his invitation for you to come. But what I interestingly learned just a little while ago is that this wasn't a casual relationship. You guys had known each other for quite some time.
Yeah, we were together for 2 years.
Wow. And when you say together, this was a long-distance relationship.
Yes.
See, I don't believe in them.
Why
Because this is probably some of the reasons why. Because if the person's not near, it's hard to really kind of, I don't want to use the word trust, but temptation is really awfully hard. And we're all human, you know? So dealing with long-distance relationships, I've learned my lesson a long time ago to never do. But would you ever do another one?
Definitely, because I have self-control. And when I care about someone, I would never sacrifice their heart. And
you wouldn't.
I wouldn't. But
there's a but there. Dot.
But
you would have to examine that other person, though, right?
Definitely.
And I know you've been getting a lot of flack and a lot of hits on the side for really no apparent reason, because who can throw really a stone when none of us live in a glass house?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But that's the real talk. But the question is on the table, if you could have done anything else or anything different on the show, would you?
No.
You would just let it pretty much play and unfold the way it is?
I mean, like I said when the lady called in earlier, I wouldn't have been intoxicated before I walked on set because I would have been in my right mind and I wouldn't have said and did a lot of things.
Was one of the things, were you intoxicated with the bathroom scene with Rich Dollaz? Because I would I would take that approach if you're telling me that you were intoxicated and that was an impromptu situation, but keep it real with me.
Yes, I was definitely intoxicated when we shot that scene, but I will say nothing happened in that bathroom.
Well, we already saw part 1 of the reunion on Monday night. Next Monday, we see part 2. Now, rumor has it the mics weren't really off, but we'll come back and talk about that moment in just a moment. Part 2 of the reunion show is coming up on Monday. Are you going to be okay during part 2?
Yes.
You sure?
I'll be fine. It's my mom you have to worry about.
Speaking of your mom, what happened with Johnny Blaze? Did Johnny Blaze, the things that I've been seeing on social media, is it true that she came at your mom?
She came for her. Did she succeed? No. No way. Wow. It's very disrespectful. I would never try to attack somebody's mother. I would never disrespect somebody's mother. It takes one heck of a person to do that. Yeah.
And I know you've been getting, ridiculed a lot in reference to the baby situation. Can we clear that up once and for all?
Oh, okay. I really want to just lay this to rest. Yeah. And I thought it was cleared up on part 1, but I will say that is one of the biggest regrets I have this season. The dog reference to my daughter.
What made you say that, though? Because I think that's what a lot of adults probably are concerned with, the reference of you saying that. Was it out of an emotional moment?
Yeah, emotions were high, and I said it.
Right.
I'm embarrassed. You see, I'm trying to pull together words, trying to explain why I did it, and there is absolutely no excuse for that.
I get it.
I'm just so thankful that my daughter was never teased at school, for that. And she actually sat down and she watches every episode with me.
Wow.
Because I know that if she doesn't watch it with me, she'll go upstairs in her room and watch it, and she'll assume things. So I'd rather her watch it with me and ask any question she has, so I can fill her in and make her feel comfortable about the situation. And she's handling everything so well. And
she's 7, right?
She's 7.
Okay.
And she's 7 going on 11. Her mind is so advanced. It's ridiculous. And she knows mommy loves her. She knows she's mommy's world. Mommy's everything. So none of this negativity bothers her. And I'm so happy about that.
Right. Well, you're her biggest hero and her biggest role model. So everything, and I think you know this, everything that you kind of set forth moving forward, she's absorbing like a sponge.
Oh, yeah.
No question about that. But something tells me that out of all this experience that you've been through just with this season alone, with dealing with Love and Hip Hop New York, and shout out to Mona Scott. Keep doing your thing, Mona. You're a genius in what you're doing and creating. But I'm sure that you've garnered a lot of valuable information as you continue to move forward in life. So what would you like to say to your enormous fan base that you have developed over these last few months?
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for finding it in your hearts to support me. I know I've said and done a lot of stupid stuff. It just means the world to me that people can look past that and still give me words of encouragement and, just help me through this. It's awesome because looking at myself this season, it's crazy. I know I look crazy, so it's just awesome that people are able to look past that.